Newcastle left it late against Fulham but got the job done. Here's 5 things I learned from a dramatic 3 points, including a few that might surprise you. Look, there's only one place to start for me, and that's the performance of our captain Bruno, the match winner, but most importantly, the improvements that we've already seen in him this season. Dictating play, progressing the ball up the pitch, his energy and his aggression and his passion are also integral to an Eddie Howe team that bases everything off intensity. But we've sometimes asked, could Bruno be doing more in the final third? More output, goals, assists, and we've seen him do it for Brazil so far this season. What I'm seeing this year is a Bruno that's playing a little bit higher up the pitch. He's in the peak of his careers now, and the numbers are starting to show. 13 goal contributions he got last season in total in all competitions. Forgetting about goals and assists for a second, going into Saturday, he already had the highest number of passes breaking defensive lines in the Premier League, which is a great stat in itself in terms of his passing quality. But he's already registered 6 goal contributions, including that corker against Forest, great header against Liverpool, and again the match winner when we needed him most. The man, career-wise, at the peak of his powers. Let's just hope this man can reach double figures for goals and assists, who knows, by the end of the season. Top marks, Bruno. Next up for me was a crucial one in winning this football match. Not only the squad that Eddie Howe currently has at his disposal in terms of options off the bench and how he can rotate, but the legs and the different qualities. Asuna and Alanga. Look, Alanga still looked a little bit short on confidence. His quality with the ball still isn't always there. But the energy and enthusiasm that these two brought to the pitch was something that a Fulham side, already ravaged by injuries and quite tired playing away from home, could not handle, and it won us the match. Likes of Ramsey didn't even get off the bench, and it's these kind of players being used against the right opposition at the right moments that can really, really help us this season. Next up for me was how noticeable it's starting to become that we just need Tino and Horvath. Look, it's exciting at the prospect of them coming back, but Kieran Trippier, I thought he started the game relatively well, but a man of his age playing 3 match weeks, including Champions League and the expectations of the Premier League, it's going to be quite tough, and I thought he tired in the second half. Although he had a relatively successful day against the baby oil merchant in Traore, Dan Burn, none of us want to see him playing there, and honestly, I cannot wait to have these two back, just as squad options aside from anything else. At number 4, it's arguably my man of the match, Malik Chow. Look, we're going to continue raving about him. It was a great performance from him again, but again, we learned something about him on Saturday that makes him an even better player and a better signing. It's his versatility. He was moved over to the left centre-back spot in the second half, and he was impeccable again. He made a couple of great interceptions. Never underestimate his ability to get the ball moving in transition, to get the ball back up the pitch with his decision-making and his recoveries. Before he signed for us, these were his average positions at centre-back. And that just means in terms of options, like we saw on Saturday, it can be Share and Chow, not Share or Chow, and then Botman or Burn, which is great. Last but not least, look, Saturday wasn't a great performance by any means, but I found it quite interesting that Newcastle have got an identical amount of points and a better goal difference compared to after exactly the same amount of matches last season, but we're a team in attacking transition and we've got European football. Is that progress? I'd say so. Let us know your thoughts down below, Newcastle fans, and anything I've missed, and as always, keep the faith. Away the lads!